I'd like to ask the Tánaiste, what work have you contributed to the company over the last 10 years? What would you have gave, you know? Have you helped anyone in all this? Who was the main person and people that helped out in a situation like this? I'd like to know that. I think that about half of the Dáil here would like to know. What you've done in the future. So they'd all like to know what you've done. Would you like to answer the question to us? We all want to know what you've contributed to this, to the country over the last years and so. And this one here beside me is going to say, fuck you. Well, come here and I tell you,
Brian Cowan should be Prime Minister.
Well, then first and foremost, you know what the old saying goes, God helps those who helps me. If there's nothing in the package for me, there's no point in introducing it.
Yes, that's what I thought. Now you can sit down, you big fat fuck. That's just right. I don't agree with what you're saying, right? Who have you helped other than yourself? How are we supposed to get to work in the morning with all these trains and cars in the way, and then with your big fat hole? You're not really helping anyone, only yourself, so you want to get off your fat hole and start walking, because you never walked a day in your life, and that's the truth.
Alright, that was a lousy comeback, by the way. Listen till I tell you something, you. You see that suit you're wearing? My father had better in his dying years before you ever wore that. The state of you, you're the shame to the Dáil to look at you, and you're standing there criticising me, Tánaiste, the only one who worked his back ass off one day a year. And you come out with things like that? I've a good mind to give you a whooping with a wet towel. Oh yeah.
I agree.
You would shut up.
Oh, well.
The next question, please.
My arse is paining me now from all these questions, but I'll ask you one thing. Where did that money go to? Have you robbed the bank or something? Your account looks very big for all of us. We'd like to know where all the money went. Are you under a bed to your hand? Is that what you are? Hiding your money in your underpants? And saying that you have no money? Well, I asked you for a lend of a fiver the other day, you told me to fuck off. I thought you were only messing with me. But it turns out that you weren't. You told, yeah?
Hang on till I just check this. Hang on, listen for a minute, Deputy. Do you realise something here? If I was to make it a bigger budget for everybody, there wouldn't be enough for my fiardy.
Liar, you big lying fuck!
Next question, please.
Well, I'd like to know when you're going to up the price of the taxes, because I would like to Porsche for 911 for myself. And I agree with you, Brian. You're a hard-working man. You've done nothing but bread on my table. And I'd like a Porsche 911 now, people's wage packets every week. So if you could put the wage up, put the tax up every week, I'd be grateful for that, Brian. I'd be very happy. Another thing I'd like to say, Brian, you're doing a great job. Don't mind all these pricks in at all. I'll stand by your side. I'm with you. We make a great team. Thanks.
Okay. Well, listen, I appreciate the comments, Deputy.
Well, I would like to know when you're going to let us build farmhouses on the farm, because I got my arse is itching to lay a few eggs in the old haystack, you know. So when are we going to be able to lay eggs in the barns? Could you tell me that, please? Because there's a big smell of horse shit coming from the barn, and I'd like to know if you're going to give me money to buy a shovel. Because I have no money now on the farm. I'm a hard-working man, but I have no money for the farm. If you could just lend me €5, Brian, and I'll give you a lend. I'll give it back to you next week, just to brush the shit away from the doorstep, because the cows are having a field day in the back gardens, shitting on my doorstep, and I can't afford a shovel over your taxes. You're crippling me, son. These taxes are crippling me underpants.
Yet again, a nice little speech, but it's still not going to ruffle that out of me. Unfortunately, I've sent me away, and that's it. There's no one getting an extra cent, alright? Simple as.
And now, please, the next question. Deputy, please ask the Minister the question.
Well, I would really like to know is when you're going to put a woman's sign on the women's toilets, because when I was taking the piss last week, Bertie Heard walked in and saw me red asshole. Now, I can't accept this to be going on, men coming into the women's toilets in the Dáil. It's not on now. And another thing as well, he was drunk out of his mind and he was trying to come on to me, and I don't like this type of thing. And if you could just please restrain people from doing this and put a sign up on the women and men toilets, that would be great. And if you could also buy me a new set of beads from around my neck, that would be fine. Well, it's going to do it, you prick.
Yeah, well, after looking at this paper,
Up.
I realised that you're not really a woman, so I won't be changing the signs on the toilets. You should continue to go into the